Anthropic just launched Managed Agents, which is their alternative for OpenClaw or N10. And in this video, I'll be showing you guys exactly how to use Managed Agents. We're going to be covering how to create the backend and connect it to a front end using Claude Code. So by the end of this video, you're going to know everything that you need to know to get started with Managed Agents. So without any further ado, let's jump into the computer and get started. All right, so here I am on Claude console and you can see Managed Agents is right there. We're going to go to Quick Start and we're going to be building a very simple system. What it's going to do is that whenever I get a new email in my inbox, it's going to scan that email. And if that email has any actionable items, anything I need to do, it's going to add that to my to-do list inside of Notion. So pretty simple system. It's not going to be too hard to build. So let's go ahead and start by describing our agent. So I'm going to go ahead and tell Claude, whenever I get a new email, I want you to extract any actionable items from that email and then add them to my to-do list inside of Notion. And I'm going to go ahead and click send and let's see what it does. So you can see on the right hand side, it shows me a summary of what the agent is going to be like. So it has the system prompt and also, what MCP servers we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Notion MCP server. We're also going to be using another MCP server for Gmail later on. But for now, we just want to test this out. But apart from that, I think everything looks good. You can also view this in JSON format if you'd like. But I think for now, it looks good. So we're just going to say create this agent. And once it does that, it should be created. Next up, we're going to be creating our environment, which is going to be where the agent will run. Essentially on Anthropic's backend is going to be running on their servers. So let's go ahead and create. So we're going to be creating a new environment. You can see that I've been testing this exact agent a couple of times. So it's showing me my environments from the previous agents as well, but I'm going to be creating a new one for this. Now, this question is also very interesting because it lets you choose what sort of networking access does your agent need. You can either make it limited, which is going to be a lot more secure than unrestricted. But if you want your agent to, go to any website that is not in the whitelist, then you can make it unrestricted. But again, keep that in mind that it's going to be a lot less secure. So for our case, I'm going to select limited because the only thing that we're going to have to access on the network is going to be the MCP servers. Okay, so you can see our environment has been created. Perfect. Now we can just click start session and we can start to test this agent to make sure that it runs fine. But before that, we're going to have to connect our Notion MCP because it's going to need access to our Notion obviously somehow. And as you can see here for the credentials, it's using vaults. So it's super secure. It's not like OpenClaw where everything is super unstructured and, insecure if you don't set it up a certain way. But for this, we're going to be creating a new vault. And now it's asking us to authorize with Notion. So it's able to use the MCP server. We're just going to say acknowledge and connect. And then it's going to take you to your Notion. You might have to sign in, but once you've signed in, you can just press continue. And that should be it. Our agent should be ready to use. Let's test this agent. We're going to test this with a random, email right now. You can see that it actually gives us a sample input just for testing purposes. Let's see if this works. And if it does, then we're going to integrate it with our Gmail. And in the transcript, we can see the agent's entire thought process. So first it reads our message and finds 3 clear action items. And after that, it goes to Notion to search for our to-do list file. And then once it finds it, it's understanding the database schema. Once that is done, it basically adds our 3 action items. And if I go back to my to-do list in Notion, it added all those, action items. And this page was empty, by the way, before this. So that works perfectly fine. I'm going to be removing all these just so that we can try it again with the Gmail. So now our agent works fine, but we want to have it automatically fetch emails from our Gmail. But as you guys know, Gmail doesn't have an actual MCP server. And that is where today's sponsor comes in, Zapier. Zapier is an automation platform that allows you to automate over 8,000 different apps. You can basically create MCP servers and connect apps which don't actually have MCP servers to something like Claude or OpenClaw or any other automation platform. And that is exactly what we're going to be using for Gmail. And by the way, for us, Zapier's MCP servers are going to be completely free unless we use above 100 tasks per month, which I think is quite a big limit. So the way you set this up is pretty simple as well. You're going to go to mcp.zapier.com or you can click the link in the description below. And once you're on there, you can create an account or sign in. And once that is done, you can click new MCP server. And in here, we're going to go down all the way to other. Once that is done, we're going to add our Gmail tool. So you can just go to tools and press add tool and then select Gmail. And the tool we're going to give it access to is just going to be find email. You can also give it access to other tools if you'd like your agent to perform multiple tasks. But for us, find email should be good enough. Once that is done, we can just connect it. And then you're going to have to connect your Gmail account. I already do have it connected. But if you press connect new account, it's just going to take you to Gmail and you're going to have to sign in to one of your accounts. And it should be as simple as that. Once that is done, you can press add tool and that should be added. Now, how exactly do you connect this to Claude Managed Agents? It's pretty simple. All you do is just go to connect and then press generate token and generate token again. And then you're going to go down to URL with token and copy this. So once you copy it, you're going to go back to Claude and we're going to tell Claude, I want you to fetch emails from Gmail using the Zapier MCP server that I'm providing. Here's the full URL with token and then paste in the whole URL with token. But once you send this, it should automatically add the Zapier MCP server so that your agent can, get access to Gmail. You are going to have to authorize Zapier. So just click acknowledge again, and then connect. And again, this is going to be pretty straightforward. Just click allow, and that should be it. And now it's added the Zapier credentials to its vault, so we can just test run it. And let's see if it works. So we can just say, check my Gmail for any new emails and extract action items into my Notion to-do list. But before we do this, let me actually go ahead and send myself an email. Now we're going to go back to Claude and we're going to press enter. Let's see if it works. And if I go back to my Notion, you can see that the tasks have been added from the email. Surprisingly enough, it did, struggle a bit here. I don't know why it was facing some errors, but the good part is that it was able to identify the errors and then fix them. By itself. I didn't have to intervene. I think I was sending the wrong request to Notion. That's why it was causing problems. But at the end of the day, it was able to fix them. So that's what matters. So you can kind of get an idea of what you can do with this. You can automate pretty much everything with this that you can do with maybe OpenClaw or something like that. And then this is much secure. So I would definitely consider this if I was getting started with automation. All right. So now that our agent is created, what we can do is we can go to agents and you're going to see all your agents here. This is the one that we just created. You can see that before that, you can see I tried this exact workflow a couple of times. But yeah, so once you have your agent, you can just click it and it's going to show you all the MCPs and tools that you're using. Also, if you're using any Claude skills, they're also going to be shown here. But apart from that, you can also look at your sessions. And if you click on any session, it's going to give you a very detailed sort of overview of what exactly happened. So you can use that to debug. It's going to give you your whole transcript. And if you click debug, it's going to show you even more details. It also shows you this really cool timeline. It tells you when the user sent a message and when, started thinking, it gave an output and everything. It does show you all of that. And you can click any one of these to actually go to that exact message like that. And you also have this Ask Claude option here, which if you click, it's going to open this side panel and you can ask for improvements, or in our case what we're going to be doing is that we're going to ask it, how do I integrate this in my front end app in Claude Code? So it gives us all these instructions, but because we're lazy, we're going to be like, give me a prompt for Claude Code that I can put in and, just get this whole system working. And of course, welcome to the world of AI automation, where the only thing that's stopping us from becoming millionaires is rate limits. So we're going to have to wait for it. And let me just copy this again and hopefully it works this time. But yeah, rate limits are a big problem of Claude. But yeah, they worked this time, so that's good. But yeah, it's going to give me a full prompt that I can just copy paste into Claude Code and hopefully it's going to work. All right, so the prompt is complete, so we can just copy this and I'm going to go inside my Claude Code and I will paste in the prompt. All right, so Claude Code just built us the app and it works perfectly. So if I just go to the app, this is what it looks like. I just had to create a new session. I said, check my latest email and add tasks to Notion. And it did some, working. And you can even see that it actually found another email first and then it identified them as marketing emails and it understood that they do not contain any instructions for me. And then it found the actual email that I wanted it to find. And once that was done, it added, the tasks to my Notion. Perfect. So now I know this app is kind of pointless. Like, why would you have a separate app, just for you to tell it, to fetch your emails? It doesn't make sense. A more practical use case of this would be to just have a cron job and it's running in the background automatically, checking every hour, every 2 hours, or every day even. But yeah, this was just to show you guys what is possible and what you can do with this. For this specific use case, having a web app is pretty pointless, but yeah, you get the idea, right? So overall, I think this is a really useful tool, assuming that you know how to use it right. And the fact that they give you these environments and the credential vaults, it makes it super, super secure as well. So yeah, that was it for this video. I really hope you guys learned something new. I really hope you guys enjoyed as well. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thanks again to Zapier for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check them out using the link in the description as well. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.